The city of Indore is blessed with IIM and IIT both. There is no city in the country which is blessed with these two icons. And Pravasi Bhartiya Convention is taking place in Indore. And here with me is Professor Himashu Rai, who is the director of IIM Indore. Professor Rai, what is the reason that Government of India has chosen Indore as the Pravasi Bhartiya Convention place?
So there are multiple reasons.
Yeah.
I think the first reason is that everyone in the world now knows Indore, basically for two reasons. One is that it has been the cleanest city of India 6 years in a row, and that's not a mean achievement. And the second is that the waste management system and the entire concept of taking waste to wealth, converting waste to wealth, has actually been perfected by the city of Indore. So I think that's a primary reason. The second reason is, like you already said, that we have both an IIT and an IIM, and I'm sure you know that IIM Indore has the Triple Crown accreditation of AMBA, AACSP and EQUIS, and therefore the entire world knows about IIM Indore. And the third reason is that Indore has that infrastructure both in terms of academic capability, skill capability, as well as resources, which actually makes it a very good destination for people to come in. For example, the entire state of Madhya Pradesh has tremendous amount of land parcels, and it does not have a population that goes with it, which means that we have land parcels to spare, and therefore industries can be established over here. So I think these are the conditions that make Indore the ideal place to host such a Sammelan.
So how are you working on these NRIs or Indian diaspora, because you are a premier institution here? So how are you trying to strengthen the connect between Indian government, Indian people, as well as the NRIs or OCI holders?
So we are doing three things. The first thing that we are doing is that along with the newspaper, we are conducting a research on, and let me tell you a bit of a background on this. More often than not, we talk about what do we need to do here to make sure that we become attractive for people to come and invest, for people of Indian origin to come and stay connected with us. But now we are trying to see as to what do people of Indian origin living abroad, they want. What do they want? What is their expectation? How can we make their life easier? How can we ensure that the connection that we have with them is very, very strong? So we are doing a research and subsequently we'll submit a report. The second thing that we are doing is that we are also expanding our international footprints in terms of academic world. So right since yesterday, I've had people of Indian origin who are working in universities abroad who have been coming and meeting me. In fact, there'll be some meetings day after tomorrow and the day after that as well. And therefore, what we are trying to do is we are trying to connect with the Indian diaspora, which is in the universities in all other parts of the world. And the third is that we have already had 17 Pravasi Bhartiya Sammelans, and we've already had a lot of global summits, global investor summits. We are going to do a meta-analysis of all of this and then try to see as to what are those 2-3 top priority areas on which we should be working immediately so that we can attract more people and strengthen the bonds.
And my last question will be that how do you think, as a director of IIM, because NRIs and OCI cardholders, they are anyway connected to India. OCI cardholders can come and can go. But do you think that there is a need of advancement in this relationship also?
I absolutely think so. In fact, this was something I was discussing with somebody day before yesterday, and I said I think the time has come. The time is absolutely appropriate for us to very seriously consider the question of dual citizenship. Now, many people might think that look, OCI is giving it similar advantages, but it's a very different concept. When you say that you're a citizen of this country, you automatically start thinking not only about your rights but about your obligations and responsibilities, and that cannot come through a card. That's my personal feeling, and therefore I think a serious debate needs to now take place, looking at the pros, looking at the cons, and if at all we think of the dual citizenship, let's try and figure out as to how are we actually going to roll it out.
Okay, thank you, Professor Rai, for talking to Sansad TV, and Professor Rai suggests how to strengthen the relationship between India and the NRIs or Indian diaspora all over the world. Akhilesh Suman for Sansad TV with camera person Kawaljit in Indore.